Alright, I just want to do a quick video how I made my little banjo ukulele here. I make a lot of instruments. I've never done any videos on how I make them, so I thought maybe I'd start doing them from time to time so y'all can see how I made them, because I know all these videos I've seen on YouTube, people making instruments have been real helpful, so maybe I can do something that'll kind of help a little bit somebody else. This is my it's a concert scale banjo ukulele I made. Probably about the most unique thing about it is the rim that I made. I'll go into it first. I got the idea from an Irving Sloan book called Making Musical Instruments, I think is what it was called, and he makes a banjo in there, and he outlines a method of making this rim where you make it out of several layers of veneer, and that's pretty much how I followed to make mine. Pretty much decide, what kind of rim you want, or what size rim you want, the depth and everything, and the diameter, and you make up an outside form out of some spring steel that's the same circumference as the outside of the banjo, the rim, and you tape that up and glue it up with some epoxy to make a circular hoop, and then you make another round piece of, I use plywood. I sandwich some plywood together to give it the depth, and you make a big plywood disc that is the same as the inside diameter of this, and you cut it into wedges. And basically what you do is you take and cut these strips of veneer, and you have one strip going with the grain going long ways, next with it grain going short ways, and just keep alternating back and forth. It's kind of the same principle of plywood, it gives it a lot more stability and everything. And you got to do a dry glue up of it first, because all these pieces are, as you go in, each one's a little bit shorter, and you do that dry. You put it together dry, measure all the pieces, take them out, keep them in order and everything. Then you take each piece and smear it with epoxy, put it back in here in this form, put that piece inside, stick wedges in there, that pushes it out against that steel form on the outside. It makes you a nice laminated shell. And it's turned out real good. It's got 23 plies of veneer. I got the veneer for free. There's a veneer place down the road from me. I went in there and told him what I was doing, and he didn't really think it'd work, but he just gave me some. I went in there to buy some, and he gave it to me. He wouldn't take any money for it. Webb's, David R. Webb's the name of the place. Good place. I don't work for him though, but yeah, he hooked me up with that veneer. It's turned out really good. I had a couple of spots here and there where it's kind of separated, but I just taken, dribble, wick a little bit of super glue in there, make a little caul that's the same shape as either side of that, clamp it together. No big deal. I had 3 or 4 of those come up. But I made this last spring, I think it was. Just made it through a whole season change. No problems at all. The tone ring inside here, I've got probably can't see it in there, but I got just a 1/4 inch brass rod that I bent, and make a hoop. Made my tone ring out of that. I butted the ends together, soldered that together. Tension hoop, I made that tension hoop same way. When I bent it, I had a hole in my bench where I keep my bench dogs, and I just took and put that, just a straight piece of brass stock, put it in that, a little bit into the dog hole, bend it a little bit, work it in a little bit more, just keep working it in, bend it, and you eventually get a hoop out of it. You got to test fit it and move it around a little bit so it works and everything, so it's right. But a lot of trial and error. Didn't have no fancy roller or nothing, so that's how I done it, old-fashioned way. And I took that hoop and took this brass stock, bent it into hoop, made a dovetail on the end. It's covered up by the tailpiece, you can't see it, but I cut a dovetail on the end, joined that together, flowed some solder into that. It's a good strong joint. Cut these little notches for the hooks in there, notch for the neck in there, done all that with the file. Everything I do with hand tools, so got a couple of power tools I use, but not too much. Store-bought hardware, from Elderly, got from Elderly Instruments, store-bought tailpiece. The head's 8-inch drum head. I didn't want to pay the money for a banjo head, so it's got a drum head and it seems to work pretty good. Made a bridge myself out of a scrap piece of maple. Got a dowel rod construction here. Got a threaded insert down here where it's held in to the tailpiece. And right here I got this piece that I made out of a big 1/4-inch chunk of steel. I hacksawed that out and filed it in to make one of those little tensioning yokes that they sell. Tap some threads into that. It's got a little nail across through the dowel, and that tensions it all up. Neck is it's 3 pieces of maple I got from Menards. Couldn't find any maple that was 1/4 sawn, so I tried to find some maple that, if you're looking at the end of the board, the width of it goes like this. And I tried to find some grain going the same direction as the width of it. And what I done is took those boards and ripped them, turned them up on end, and glued them all together like that. So effectively you got 1/4 sawn wood like that. Cheap way of getting some 1/4 sawn wood. Seemed to work real good. I made several necks like this and they all been real stable, no problems at all. You probably can't see them, but you can see if you look at it in person, you can see the 3 pieces of maple where it's been laminated like that. Plus side too, you can rip your boards to the proper width and you can get your headstock angle into that too. Carved a little thumb stop into the neck there too. You can probably see that pretty good on the camera, I imagine, but I think that turned out really cool looking. The headstock laminate, it's a piece of walnut, came from a tree that fell down off my dad's property. Sawed that out from that and glued it on there. Cheapo $25 Grover friction tuners. Nut is a piece of Corian countertop material that I got, some scrap. And fretboard is I don't know how you ever pronounce that. It's that Pau Ferro or something, that tropical hardwood. Ordered a piece of that, slotted it just laid it out with a ruler and used a square up against it, tri-square up against it, and as a guide for my saw, so I get my frets all square. And it's turned out real good. The intonation is perfect as far as I can tell. It turned out real nice. I'm probably one more prouder instruments I'm more proud of this instrument than any I've built, I should say. It turned out real nice. I'll do a little video of me playing it here sometime in the future here too, so you can get an idea how it sounds. But I don't have much to compare it to because I've never really played many banjo ukes, but it turned out really good. Like I said, I'll make a video at a later time you playing it or me playing it and let you guys hear what it sounds like. So thanks for watching. Take care.